Okay, here's another League of Legends game coming your way, this time in the form of a post-game commentary. So this is a game I played where I couldn't actually provide live comm, and oh yeah, this was the bug splat. So that's why this one isn't recorded. There's going to be another one that I do after this. You'll see it in the match history when we leave this, but I'm in the top lane, playing someone who has not appeared on the channel so far, from my perspective. And that is, you guessed it, the yordle that started it all. Gnar. So you'll notice right there I'm in the middle. I'm going to be there for a little while yet, so let's see. Can I use the number pad? Okay. So I get in around the 40-second mark, and it was just a bug splat. It's patch day when I played this, so yeah. Anyway, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this as a post-game commentary anyway, other than the whole bug splat ruining the recording, was you'll see the tail end of it. I can put that in. I didn't talk because I knew it was kind of over. There it goes. Wait a second. Yeah, that's normal speed. Okay, so let's explain how Gnar works first and foremost. Passive is Rage Gene. So as you smack stuff around, you get Rage. When you get to the max Rage, you will transform. And it kind of sucks that they don't actually give you the exact numbers here, but Mini form has attack range and attack speed to it, while Big form has AD and health. So this form is all about kiting and being annoying, while the other one is all about going in and wrecking people's days. So as for our team comp, you'll notice I'm Gnar top, Rammus jungle, Lux mid, Lucian Thresh bot. We only have two real carries here, the Lucian and the Lux. Thresh, Rammus, and I are tanks, and when you see the endgame stats, it will reflect this. And in case you're wondering what I'm running, it's the same thing as Nocturne, I believe. Seriously, the exact same stuff I use as Nocturne jungle. So, for this matchup, my win condition is I can just run him out of mana and last hit. I'm going to be a little bit more helpful in team fights just because, while Swain has a crap load of sustain, we have several ways around that. Lux is going to build Morelos, Thresh has the Ignite. We don't really have to worry about his sustain. It's a non-issue. He also screws up with his build, but that's not something you can really account for when the game is starting, so yeah. Anyway, Q, boomerang throw / boulder toss. In mini-Gnar form, you throw out your boomerang, it hits enemies, slows them. I think the amount of the slow scales with the rank of the move, which is why you want to max this first. Also lowers the cooldown, so that's very, very helpful for kiting crap. Anyway, you will deal full damage to the first enemy, and then everything else takes half damage. The boomerang will return shortly after contacting something or reaching its max trajectory, and then... here, I'm about to transform. If you catch it, you get a reduced cooldown, and that's something that's also on the boulder toss aspect. So, mini-Gnar Q is when you lob a boulder, does a nice chunk of damage. I mean, the ratio is a little bit better, but still not really anything special. I was planning to flash over her Q, but didn't quite work out that way. Still, got the Swain flash, and that's kind of the best I can hope for here. If you didn't see, Rammus started on the chickens, went to red, then blue. As a result, the jungles are asymmetrical, and overall, I'd say if we actually did have the Rammus coming top, we should have been able to win that just because Swain isn't really that good that early. He needs a couple items before he starts to get off the ground. Anyway, on that back, I went ahead and picked up a longsword. So going back to the boulder toss, has a little bit better AD ratio, it still has the same base damage, which is kind of crap. W is hyper / wallop. In mini-Gnar, this is a complete passive where every third attack deals bonus damage, scaling off the target's max health. Then it gives you a surge of movement speed, which combos very well with your black cleaver, which, yes, I am building, in case you're wondering. In mini-Gnar, this becomes a sort of melee-ish, linear type move. You basically smash the ground in front of you, stuns everything there, does a little bit of damage. It's not really too special. The thing that makes it stand out is just that it's a stun. Anyway, your E is hop / crunch. In mini-Gnar form, you hop, you get attack speed when you land. If you land on a unit, you bounce. I know it's skilled off your max health, but it slows briefly, but it's not really anything special. For mini-Gnar, this one I knew skilled off health, because mini-Gnar is all about health. Basically, you jump on something, deals a crapload of damage, and yeah, it's something that the enemy may not expect. And finally, your ult is Gnar. This does not work in mini-Gnar form. It just has the passive component of where the CDR reduction on your boomerang throw is reduced, and Hyper gives you more movement speed. But in mini-Gnar form, you swing your arms behind your back, then you swipe forward, or in some sort of angle that will throw all the enemies around you in whatever direction you aim for. If you throw them into a wall like you should be doing, you'll stun them. It has an AP ratio, but I really don't know why. They mentioned if you hit the wall, you take 150% damage and you get a stun. So that's basically how Gnar works. As for your build on Gnar, he has 2 core items, and then everything else kind of flexes a little bit. So first you want Black Cleaver because the Phage component will give you movement speed, and then the Kindle Gem component will give you CDR, and those are 2 stats both forms of Gnar really love. And then when you combine them, they get even better. Additionally, it also has an Armor Shred component on it, so I can make Lucian actually deal more damage. And that's pretty much my role here. I really am pretty much nothing more than a Black Cleaver. Anyway, after the Black Cleaver, you want to get your Frozen Mallet so that you can kite enemies to oblivion. You can just slow them with your Q, your auto attacks will slow them, and it's pretty much near impossible to get away from Gnar unless you can get over a wall or knock him back or CC him in some way. After that, you want to go tanky though. Both the Black Cleaver and the Frozen Mallet give you tank stats. I grabbed the Kindle Jump here for CDR just in case Vi shows up. I can leap, can kite a little bit better with the boomerang throw. In case you're wondering for reference, it's now at a 13.5 second cooldown, which means it has a base 15 CD at rank 3. I think it goes down like 1 second for every rank in the move, or 1.5, something like that. So anyway, Frozen Mallet allows you to kite or chase down. I'm running Fervor of Battle for my keystone here because I didn't know how helpful Courage of the Colossus would be. I mean, I could only use that in mini-Gnar form, meanwhile I can use Fervor no matter what. So as for your build, once you have the Frozen Mallet, you go pure tank as I was saying. In this particular matchup, I want an Adaptive Helm because Swain is all about the dots. This one in particular is running Thunderlords if you haven't seen the procs go off here and there. I don't know why. I don't recommend doing that, but this guy is. He just has a lot of weird Swain stuff in general. Pretty much I don't recommend a lot of what this guy does. I imagine for those of you that are really familiar with the channel, you're saying, hey, I finally get to go against the thing that I used to torment people for months on end when I play him as my AP in solo queue. Well, he's not face roll easy, I'll put it that way. So right there, I stunned him, I leap out of the... I know leap is Kha'Zix's move, but it's just easier to say leap than hop crunch or either one. So you leap out of his crow, and then that's kind of it. So right here, he did just burn all that mana on me, and I can kind of sustain once I get into Gnar form. It's not really an issue for me. Not only that, since Gnar does build some AD, it's not actually that hard to last hit under tower, as long as you aren't really getting zoned hard. So right here, Thresh and Rammus are coming top. To be completely honest, I didn't want them here. Pretty much, Swain is a lot more difficult to kill after level 6, and the other thing is, like I'm saying, I'm a tank. I mean, I'm actually doing great in this lane. If you look at the CS numbers, I'm keeping up with him, and that's really all I can ask for. I mean, like, I'm not falling behind in gold, I'm not falling behind in EXP, it's just... it's a farm lane. It's kind of what I wanted to turn it into. In case you're wondering, Thresh will be making another appearance here shortly. I don't know what was going on with him and Lucian. They were pre-made, and Lucian will get killed right here. Spoiler. If not here, then it's on the next roam. So on that back, I went ahead and grabbed boots and a ruby crystal, and yeah, it's gotta be the next back. So like I said, build towards the Black Cleaver. Lucian's not doing that bad here. So that was kind of cool. Anyway, back to me. So unfortunately, that's pretty much the dynamic of this lane. I'm just trying to farm and build up. If Swain were actually an issue and he was going for, like, a proper build like Roa, or at least something that gives him some sort of sustain other than his passive, by all means, just rush the Adaptive Helm. That'll answer his dots, and it's going to give you regen, CDR. It's just a really nice item, especially for Swain. In case you're wondering, that's part of the reason why I haven't really been trying to play him much lately. I'm hoping some sort of change will be made for him in the near future, because if the enemy is allowed to build Adaptive Helm, you lose so much of your pressure. And what's worse is in the following game, you'll see the other reason why I hate top lane, in which case my jungler screws me over royally. So I can't really complain about the Rammus here. Even though he's not really doing much, he's still decent. So right there, the Ignite was dropped on him. So right there, I proc Hyper. Right here, I have to flash. Proc Hyper one more time, and the Boomerang for the win! Now, like I... So yeah, since she flashed, there was really nothing Thresh could do for me, I'm afraid. Yeah, Lucian, you shouldn't be doing that. Okay, she flashed and ulted him. So he actually started talking in all chat here, which is the other reason why I really don't mind talking, well, doing a live game for this one. So anyway, on that back, I went ahead and grabbed the completed Phage. I have the Null Magic Mantle, which is going to become the Spectre's Cowl. I build the Cowl, and that's pretty much enough to last, because if you didn't know Swain's build, he's rushing a Zhonya's Hourglass of all things. I don't quite get why. Oops. Oh, it's X, that's right. So looking at the gold numbers, you'll see I'm actually up 300 on Swain, partly because of that one kill I got. We're both technically 2 deaths, 2 kill participation. And the pressure is kind of on him, because late game, there's a ton of answers for Swain. Especially with the Rammus on the field. Like, we don't even have to ignite him. Your average Rammus will build a Bramble Vest into a Thornmail. I don't know if Bramble Vest still inflicts grievous wounds or not, but Thornmail does, so he can just taunt Swain, and that's pretty much it for his sustain. To be really blunt, Aatrox is in the exact same situation. Pretty much with, he's supposed to be some sort of drain tank, but there's more tools to take him down that are easy to come by, of all things, than there are to actually keep him alive. Like, people complain about the League of Tanks, but it's especially bad right now that grievous wounds are so damn easy to come by. Like, the Executioner's Calling doesn't even have to get you low, they just have to hit you. And truth be told, if Swain really did start to become a problem, I could just spend 800 gold, grab one of those, and that's it for him. He's literally done. He'll walk into a fight, I'll hit him with my Q, either Boulder or Boomerang, doesn't matter. That will inflict the grievous wounds, and then he has to either go stasis or die. And then he will die once he gets out of stasis. And you'll see this as the game progresses, so don't worry. So right there, I just wanted to try to zone him off a bit. If I had the Adaptive Helm, I could seriously just tank the bird, it wouldn't really be an issue. Doing so would actually just burn some of his mana without giving him gold or mana back through his Carry-On. Oh crud, what's his passive called? Carry-On... Throw me a bone here, Swain. Carry-On Renewal. Plus, I'm a little concerned on how Swain's going to look once the rework for him comes through. I'm not optimistic by any means. So right there, I'm throwing out the Q to zone him. That way, even if he wants to chase me, he gets slowed, and that's kind of it for him, I'm afraid. So right here, it's a 35% slow at the moment. And missing my Boomerang at this point isn't really like a crisis scenario, because on its own it has a 9-second cooldown due to the 10% CDR I have from the Kindle Gem, and it's going to be going even lower, so it's a 10-second base right now. And once I have my 40% CDR, or as close as I can get to it, 40 isn't actually that hard to come by here. So unfortunately, the chains you see stop me from throwing them into the wall. So I didn't know how far away Lux was, which is why I wasn't too eager to go aggressive there. I thought she was much further away, otherwise I seriously could have sat there and fought. But still, there's 3 of them here to just us 2. So yeah, to give you some numbers real quick. So I'm gonna say Boomerang throws CDR reduction. Well, the CD reduction is just 50% if you catch it. So at max CDR, this will be a 6-second cooldown. This will knock it down to 3 if you catch the boomerang. And just for the boomerang's transit time out and back, that's pretty much your 3 seconds. Now if you're wondering why I did that, I just wanted to transform. By transforming, I get the regen that mini-Gnar has. I get more health, and I get a little bit... well, I get the only form of wave clear I have. So right there I clear those out, and then I can go ahead and try to take part here. So I slowed him, thinking that Thresh was going to do something. He blast guns over the wall. And going back to gold numbers, you'll see I still have a 200 gold lead over Swain, which is going to be increasing shortly. So right there I leapt out of the tower, I tanked some minions, and I try to give them a window to play here. So I get the assist on the Swain, but not anything else. So remember that this is actually a mid-Nidalee. She's not jungle, as a result she was packing exhaust there. And I don't know why she thought she could fight me. But now the next crisis mode has arrived for Swain. I have red buff. So basically this is like, hey, here's a free temporary Frozen Mallet. Not only that, it gives me health regen, so look at my health tick up. So I'm getting like, is that 5? Whoa, that's even more. I thought it was only 5, but it looks closer to like 15 health per second. So right here I want to go back because I'm sitting on 2,600. Swain just came back. He has a Zonias. He also has a Catalyst, which he's going to build into a Abyssal Mask. So the enemy team got the Cloud Dragon, which kind of sucks. That's... like, it's not too bad because if I'm hitting something, it can't activate the Cloud Dragon anyway, so it's not that bad. So right there, red buff slow. There's the Boomerang Toss. And just with that little combo, I took off 40% of his health about. And I lost nothing for that. Gnar is resourceless. I did not burn any mana. All my cooldowns are intact. There's literally nothing stopping me from doing that again. And right there, I grab the boulder and I'm able to throw it again. So right here, I was wondering, do I have to go mid? But in the meantime, I'm trying to secure some vision, secure some movement speed, and generate a little bit of fury if possible. It's just you can't generate fury for 15 seconds after transforming back. Problem for Swain is I don't really need fury. So right there I forced his ult, and he lost another 40% of his health. So seriously, at this point, picking up the boulder is kind of optional for me. I only have 20% CDR, so it's 8 seconds. Yeah, I missed. So wait for it, and the fadeaway! Since he doesn't really have a good build, I have kill pressure on him, but in reality, neither of us should be able to kill the other. Overall, I have this for sustain, he has this. Overall, I'd say this is, like, better just because it gives me MR to go with it. This gives him some health, gives him some sustain, but does nothing to cut into my damage. The other thing that some people may not know is if you look at the percent hit damage shred on your mini-Gnar passive W, that's magic damage. So he built a Zonias that's actually not going to do anything for the percentage health damage I deal. Now that he has the Negatron Cloak to build the Abyssal Mask, that will do stuff. It's just not really anything significant, I'm afraid. As for the build, you'll notice I have a Ruby Crystal and a Longsword. The Ruby Crystal I can turn into an Adaptive Helm component, I believe. I want to say it's Cowl, Crystal, and Rejuve Bead, but I'm not 100% sure. You'll see me build the Rejuve Bead, it's just I don't build whatever that third component was. Game ends first. So right there, just doing the triangulation, I could tell where Swain was. So that's why I started to move around here. I figured if we can collapse on him, we deal with him. And right here you get to see my role in teamfights. I am the wall. I'm not here to deal damage, I'm there to make sure that they don't. So right there I'm stunning that, so whoever wants it doesn't have to lose as much health to take it. And Baron just came up. So I'm waiting for leap the wall. And with the percent damage from my W, we can take this very, very fast. So right here I'm moving forward to help tank it because, like I said, I'm a tank. That's my job. And then as long as I keep proccing my W, easy. So right here I was thinking we're going to go mid and take that inner, but they wanted to recall and spend gold. I can't really blame them, I mean we are sitting on quite a bit. On that back I went ahead and finished the Frozen Mallet. I could have grabbed the Rejuve Bead here, but I was hoping to get tier 2 boots, and in case you're wondering what I need, it's Merc Treads. Swain and Nami both have, well, Nami has a stun to be exact, Swain has a root. And just in that one team fight earlier, those were a problem for me, so I want to have an answer to that. Not like a Quicksilver Sash answer, but still something solid. So right here I grabbed that thinking, hey, Trista's right there, he saw her, I didn't. But you can see on the mini-map, since I have, no, you can see both sides, not really a specific term for it. That Trist went all the way back to her inner turret area and recalled there, which was wise on her part. In case you're wondering, he keeps throwing me the lantern because he knows I don't have tier 2 boots, he's much faster than I am. So until I get those tier 2 boots, you're going to see me get carried around on that lantern quite a bit. So right here we have a bit of a communication breakdown. You can see that they aren't really moving in, so I'm wondering, why am I even over here? But we get to kill their mid and their AD carry, Swain gets caught out. And down he goes. Like I said, when he goes into stasis, that just delays the inevitable. And right there I tanked the tower as long as I could. I'm willing to come back because I only need to land one hit in order to go mini-Gnar. And doing so gives me more health, it gives me AD. So right there I'm going to use my W just to transform, and the healing begins. Nothing on Vi, I'm afraid. So right here I want to go ahead and take the Infernal Dragon since it's up. I figure we're not really going to be able to get much more off of that. My team didn't seem to believe my line of thinking, apparently. And right here I'm able to fight this because I do have the Negatron, so that's giving me a little bit of protection from the Dragon's Breath. The Breath is a magic attack. You've seen me spell shield in the Nocturne videos. The thing is, it deals damage based off your percent HP. So right here, to just try to show off a bit, I wanted to take that before my team got close enough. So it was all me. Lux will steal this, though. Overall, I really don't care. Since I'm the tank, I'm just about absorbing damage. She is the one who actually has to deal said damage. Granted, a 20-stack Magi's does help with that. So, got Merc Treads, got the Rejuve Bead, and this is going to be the end of the game, I'm afraid. So I'm not entirely sure Okay, she did DC there. Like, right here I was wondering, why are they letting us walk into the base? I know we killed 2 of them, but did other people leave? Did they go AFK? You can see Swain and Ami are just hanging out bot lane for some reason. It's not enough to save Nami, though. So anyway, while the 3 of them are down, we can go ahead and lay into the towers. Nidalee and Swain have recalled. And we don't really have anything to fear from them. The tower is more of a threat than they are, and still that's not really saying much. Just keep in mind, I do not have any armor items at the moment. I am all MR. So right here, Vi goes for Lucian. I hit her with my boulder. I get to hit her a couple times so that I get to shred some of her armor, but it's not really anything significant. So overall, the game was pretty much a stomp. I went 3-2-8 in the end. The key thing, though, is my CS. I had 167 for about a 25-minute game. As for the result, you can see it's an S-. I'll probably splice in the actual live thing, but for runes, I was using these. Scaling armor yellows, 880 reds, attack speed quints, 1 crit red, and scaling armor blues. For masteries, this is what I run on Nocturne.